Hello everybody, it is still Wednesday, the 22nd of February. I want to talk about Judgment Day. And to Jesus will be given the judgment overall. Which basically, you're given judgment, or the right to judge all of humanity, to a creature that is unable to judge. That has actually lost all sense of justice. And I just want to show you here how one cannot be just. Because justice is holding the scales. You need at least two for truth, for justice. You need two sides at least. So a oneness has no knowledge of justice. It is its own justification, and that is not justice. So you're giving judgment over humanity to something that cannot be just. And as I said, those texts, those teachings are creating us. We are becoming the image of whatever that who created those teachings thought was perfect man. And I would say every teaching will take you to a different outcome, and you are the outcome. Whatever their vision was, the perfect man. And out of that, it will create a world through us, through what we have become. So the perfect vision of Jesus was this compassionate creature that will just give to everybody. Yeah? With no sense of self, and that would create the perfect world. That was his vision. And of course the world it does create is that we're being ruled over because we have no more sense of judgment. But it happens to everybody that is becoming a oneness, that has got tunnel vision and is working on just one energy. Whether that be fear or greed or compassion, it doesn't matter. Yeah? And the way we're being driven onto these ways is by we are being told not to use the evil eye. That is to say, we are being told, do not see the negative side of that. And everything has. Everything is a duality. Everything has got upsides and downsides. That is creation. Again, creation is made out of two. Always at least two to create something. So see the duality. Acknowledge the duality and know the way forward is not to make it a oneness. That is the destruction of creation. So even if you're those that are just on fear, and there are people that chose that way to become just a oneness, driven by fear, and to make that Lord. And it is from that the teaching comes, go deeper into the darkness to see the light. Because if you stay on fear and your fear grows and you just keep going on the path, just keep going into the darkness, what it will give you in the end is strength. When the danger has become clear and present, it will give you the strength, physical strength, to overcome whatever is in front of you. But again, you're on that. Only on that. You're the fullness of fear. You've done away with your other witnesses. You no longer know compassion, nor do you know justice. Read the story, folks. There was no compassion. And if you read it as a human being, with your rational mind intact, you will see that there was very little justice in that story. Just my will must be done. The same on greed, on any of them, on greed. Good and bad becomes that which serves greed, and that's all they can see. And we are coming now, becoming the fullness of what? Compassion. I say they would need to open the door, and they can't even see anymore. They cannot go into repentance because they would need to have a sense that there's something wrong. And they don't have that anymore because they are just the one thing. They cannot go into repentance anymore. They have become. That means your compassion can do nothing against them. We are not a oneness. Creation is not a oneness. One is destructive. One, even compassion, is destructive. We must not be that. Now, I've thought about it, and I mean, this is theory, but it's not based on nothing, just on what I can see. And I saw it in the book, and I can see it in this world. And that is once you have chosen a way, and listen, if there is clear and present danger there, yes, let fear give to you. If that's the only way out, do. It is there to serve you. But, I mean, fear talks to you long before you get there. And you have other servants, you can find a different way. You don't have to go into conflict. But, now I've lost my thread. But if people go on only one way and they find, oh, that works for me, and then they do it again and again and again, and first of all they use that energy, and then they become driven by that. It is like an addiction. To me, it is akin to an addiction. And again, I think that's something that happened to Jesus. You do it again and again, and what was your servant becomes your master. That which went before you and served you then starts driving you, and it becomes all. It is like an addiction. So they are not to become our masters, and in which case I think we need to be careful of how we use our energies and how often do we use them. And we need variety. Yeah? We need diversity. We need to find different ways and not just become the slave of one way. Because we are becoming the slaves. We may have started off the masters, but we become the slaves. And really, it is the height of lunacy in the book of Revelation. Yeah? So, I mean, if you go only on fear, you've done away with compassion, you've done away with justice. You go only on compassion, you've done away with the knowledge of danger and the knowledge of justice. So, you are not able to reason in the fullness of the way you should. And you see, Michael, justice is a funny thing. Because, as I said, there need to be at least two. There needs to be a weighing up of a duality of different aspects. And the more aspects, unless it becomes totally confusing, so that Occam's razor, basically, Occam's razor. It does not say only take one. It doesn't say that. It says limit your witnesses. But there should be more than one, because if it's one, it's no longer justice. It cannot be. So, but at the end of the book, in the book of Revelation, you are setting up a oneness. Jesus, full of compassion, void of any fear or sense of justice, and you're setting him up to judge the world. I mean, hell, you're making the goat the gardener. You're setting up something that cannot judge to be the judge. That is nuts. But that is because people are going into this teaching and they are repeating the words like bloody parrots with their brains switched off completely, and they are becoming. They're letting that text be their judge. And they are becoming, they're actually working very hard on themselves to become complete idiots. I thought just a few minutes ago, this is like growing a tree. Humanity is a tree. And there are branches, you know, the way we're going around in circles and we're going into destruction all the time. That is because their branches of the tree grow stronger and stronger until the whole thing becomes lopsided. And it topples over. And then we need to regrow. Now at the moment, what we're doing now and then is we're cutting off some of the branches that have grown too strong, which is what some are trying to do in this world now. And I mean, it's not wrong. Yeah, if the tree is about to topple over, we really need to cut some branches here. But the thing is, it will regrow. And it always regrows in the same way. And we're always coming back to the same place where the tree is about to topple over. And that is because the fault is not in the branches. The fault is in the root. And we're never looking at the root. We are only dealing with what we are facing right now. But we never go deep enough to see where it's actually coming from and why it is regrowing the same way all the time. And it is those teachings that create man that will create those branches, because they're becoming a oneness of one energy, seeing according to that energy, and they can see nothing else. They have lost all sense of judgment. And that includes Jesus. So, really, diversity. We need to be spiritually diverse. And we must see, not judge our energies, but we must see the duality in all of them. And for that you need to use both of your eyes. See the good, see the bad, see how far they can do good, and when you need to stop going on that energy. It does no longer good. Anyway, again, I leave it at that. And please do share my videos. I really wish there was somebody else to join me on this. Anyway, join my videos. Share my videos, sorry. And donate to my channel if you can. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.